Okay, so this video is going to basically answer two questions that I've been asked. One is, what can you use a slip stitch for? And pretty much why is it a stitch? The two things that have been in previous videos are connecting back to the end of the row, the start of the row on the granny square to get to the next row, and just to fasten off. But there are things that the slip stitch is helpful for, and things that it can do that are really neat. So I'm going to show you one of those things in this video. The way I'm going to show it to you answers the second question that I've been asked. That is how to make a border, just a simple border to go around like a baby blanket or a pot holder or whatever you're making. If you're just making like a big double crocheted baby blanket and it's like 50 rows and it's square and you want an edge on it so it doesn't look so plain and simple, what can you do? What kind of an edge can you do? So this video is going to show you the answer to both of those questions. Here's a pot holder that I did in an earlier video, or started in an earlier video, about making the magic circle. And I used this to make a magic circle. And then I used it in another video on how to change colors, one of the ways to change colors. So here's the finished pot holder. It's going to be a custard pie is what it's going to look like. It's going to have a second pot holder on the back. It's going to be double-sided, and that's going to be what is the crust of the pie. So this would be a neat pot holder at Thanksgiving to like put on your table and have a pot sitting on to keep your table from getting overheated in the finish. Or you could use it, you know, to get something out of the oven. But that's what this project is going to be. So here's the top of the pot holder, and then I'll make the crust for the back. But in the meantime, I need to make the crust edge of what the edge of the pot holder is going to look like. So this is a perfect time to show you guys the slip stitch and a simple border that you can make with it. So two things. I'm changing colors because I'm making the edge the color of the crust. But you could be using the same color. You could be on a square instead of a circle. Any type of pattern this works for. But you're already like into the crochet project. So here I am in this V right here, working into these next V's. And there's my loop ready on my needle for my next stitch. I'm going to chain 3. Then I'm going to skip either 1 or 2 stitches. It really doesn't matter. You can also chain 4 if you wanted to. But for this particular one, I'm going to show you the chain 3 and the skip 2. So I'm going to skip those 2 V's right there between my thumbs. And I'm going to go into this third one. And I'm going to slip stitch. Just like that. Then I'm going to chain 2. Actually, I think I was chaining 3. I chained 3, I'm sorry. Chain 3, skip the next 2 V's, and slip stitch into that third one. Again, chain 3, skip 2 V's, slip stitch into the next one. Chain 3, skip the next 2 V's, slip stitch into that third one. Now this is a good point where I've gone far enough and I want you to see what it's doing. There you go. Little ripple border, cute, just edging to it, making it look kind of like a pie crust. Now I said you could chain 3 or 4 and you could skip 2 or 3. Basically the concept behind this, even if you chain 4, 2, 3, and 4, you skip 3 and go into the fourth one and slip stitch. It's the same concept. You're getting that little bubble. Not really much different in look. It's basically just different in size, how big of a gap you want in those, and that's kind of just up to preference. On this one, I particularly like the chain 3 skip 2. I think it works best because I'm trying to make it look like a pie crust, and I think that gives me the flare and curve that I want to make it look like what I want it to look like decoratively. But you can vary that on however you want to vary it. This is one of those just simple borders. It's just chaining and slip stitching, and you go all the way around, and it just gives it kind of that finished little edge look. So one of the things the slip stitch is used for is going around borders and making borders. How do you make just a simple border on any project? Just by simply doing some chains and some slip stitching. So to kind of answer both those questions, I've done this particular video. I hope that helps out. I will show some other borders down the road in some other videos, and there'll also be some patterns on the Friday Night 100 Stitches where we use the slip stitch into some different things. But that right there is just one option for the slip stitch and one option on how to make a simple border. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and happy crocheting!